What's up, CBG? Today we're going to talk about carbohydrates. A lot of people don't like that word. They're scared of that word. They think carbohydrates are the enemy. That is not true. You just have to utilize them properly. Now, all carbohydrates are it's energy, right? So what I like to do is I like to use the energy when I need it. So there's no sense in adding extra carbohydrates to your diet. If you don't need them, you're not going to utilize them. So I like to look at carbohydrates in a couple different ways. One is timing of carbohydrates, like when to actually eat them, when not to. And then also the types of carbohydrates. So let's start with when to use them, right? So with carbohydrates, I try to eat most of my carbohydrates around the times of the day where I'm most active, right? So for example, I like to work out first thing in the morning, and then I'm working throughout the day, right? And then as the day goes on, I'm winding down and doing less and using less energy, and then eventually kind of sitting around, then going to bed, right? So I consume most of my carbohydrates earlier in the day around my workout, maybe around the times I'm working, midday. And then as the day goes on, as I'm using less energy, I'm consuming less energy, right? Carbohydrates. So that's kind of the way I do that, which comes in very helpful. And then the other thing is looking at the types of carbohydrates. So all carbohydrates convert to sugar in the body, right? And the difference is how quickly they convert and how much time you have to burn them off. So it's always smarter to consume carbohydrates that convert to sugar slower in the body, that give you the opportunity to burn them off, rather than converting the sugar very quickly and then getting stored as body fat, right? So that's really looking at, if you can pull up something like you can Google the glycemic index. So you want to try to eat things that are lower on the glycemic index than higher, because lower means they're going to convert to sugar much slower, and then you're going to have the opportunity to actually burn those carbohydrates off so they don't get stored, right? So those are going to be examples like I like to eat oatmeal first thing in the morning, rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes. Those are all great sources of carbohydrates. Some of the bad sources of carbohydrates are going to be like white potatoes, sugar, obviously, bread and pasta. Those are all, going back to our processed food tip, staying away from that anyway. But, those are going to be higher glycemic carbohydrates that convert to sugar very quickly. And if you don't go burn them off right away, they're getting stored. So use the right types of carbohydrates at the right times, and they will actually do your body a lot of good. I eat a lot of carbohydrates. I just do the right ones at the right times. Thanks, guys.